You see, if you're not clear on who your target market is, in other words, if you hear yourself saying, oh yeah, but we can service anyone or we can service everyone, you're probably going to end up servicing no one. Welcome to the 7-Day Weekend. Hi, and welcome back to the 7-Day Weekend, my channel where I'm helping business owners make more money and achieve financial freedom. Today, what I want to talk about is strategic alliances. So this is part of a series of videos that I started a few weeks ago, just talking really about what are the top 6 strategies that cost very little, or in some cases, no money in terms of investment. And strategic alliances is a great one, okay? Because what we're talking about with strategic alliances are people who are fishing in the same pond as you. In other words, they are actually working with the same target market as you are, but not in competition. You see, in previous videos, I've talked about the principles of marketing that are universal principles. And one of those principles is before you start doing any marketing whatsoever, you've got to be absolutely clear on who your target market is. You see, if you're not clear on who your target market is, in other words, if you hear yourself saying, oh yeah, but we can service anyone or we can service everyone, you're probably going to end up servicing no one, because you don't need market share if you're a small to medium-sized business. What you need is wallet share. And that means that you're going to have a niche, you're going to have a unique selling proposition, you might have some guarantees that set you apart from other people, which means that you sit in a niche. You're unique in the way you do what you do, and that appeals to a certain target market. In other words, once we know what our unique selling propositions and our guarantees are, we now need to figure out who cares, who loves us the most. In other words, who are our A-grade customers, who are our ideal customers. Look, I'm certain that you can work with lots of different types of customers, but I'm sure you'll agree with me, some customers are better than others. In other words, awesome customers, A-grade customers. What do they look like? I'll tell you what they look like. They love what you do. Not only do they love what you do, they never quibble about your price. They always pay you on time, and they refer you to all their other A-grade customer type friends and family, right? If you only worked with those kind of people, how amazing would your business be? Now, I'm not suggesting that you're only ever going to work with A-grade customers. You're probably going to work with some B-grade customers too. In other words, basic type customers. That's fine. But think about customers like this: cream, dream, and bread and butter type customers. Now, when you think about it, think about those people in as much detail as you possibly can. Who do I want to work with? You need to do that if you're going to make a strategic alliance strategy work well for you. Because when you've defined who you want to work with, the next step is to say, okay, so now I know who I want to work with. Where else are they shopping? Where else are they spending their money? Where else are they spending their time? Now, if you're business to consumer, let's think about this. So let's say, for example, you are in the business of nutrition and you are selling nutrition products to a certain target market. And let's say that certain target market is people who go to gyms. What kind of gyms do they go to? Where else do they spend their money? Do they go to a certain type of hairdressing salon? Do they get their nails done? Do they get a massage? Do they go to a spa? Do they go to a certain type of restaurant? Have they got kids? If they've got kids, what kind of school do they go to? Where do they do their food shopping? What kind of car do they drive? Where do they live geographically? You know, the more you know about your consumers, the more you know where the touch points are, where you can pick up those strategic alliances. So if you're selling nutrition, maybe you want a strategic alliance with a gym, because clearly if your avatar, if your ideal client is going to that particular gym, then it would be good for you to be there too. You see, the strategic alliance process is about being where your customers are. So if you're business to business, a good example might be trades, okay? So if you're an electrician, is it possible that your ideal customer also needs some plumbing, maybe some plastering, maybe some decorating, maybe they're getting some building work done, maybe they're getting their roof done, possibly they're getting their garden done? You know, there are so many different strategic alliances for tradespeople. There are so many different strategic alliances for business to business. Any business that wants to work with business owners needs to think, what else is that business owner spending their money on? Accountant, solicitor, stationery, web, graphic design. The list is almost endless. But with strategic alliances, we don't want it to be endless, we want it to be specific, okay? So the first step in strategic alliance is to think, who is your target market? The second step is to think, where are they spending their money? And where else they're spending their money, those are your strategic alliances. And those are the people that you need to meet, because you need to get friendly with those people. You need to build a relationship with them. Now, when you're going to build a relationship with these people, you've got to be thinking to yourself, well, what's in it for them? In other words, you have got to also be of value to them. So you've got to be prepared to share your client base, your network with your strategic alliances so that they're getting benefit too. And a great tip would be show up with that in mind. You know what? Let's say, for example, you're a solicitor, okay? You could go to an accountant and say, Mr. Accountant, I work with a lot of business owners, and I feel that there may be an opportunity for me to introduce your products and services to a lot of the business owners that I work with. Why don't we get together and have a chat and see how we can help each other? Now, that's a really simple thing to do to start off that strategic alliance process. And that's the next thing that I want to talk about, because you know what? You've got to have a process. Now, in future videos, I'm going to go into the deep dive about what that process needs to look like. I'm going to share with you a best practice strategic alliance process, because unless you've got a step-by-step process, then strategic alliances start off really well, all with good intentions, and then guess what? Nothing ever happens. Or it happens, but it happens by chance once in a blue moon. But what we really want to do is make our strategic alliances consistent and good quality. And we want to make sure that those strategic alliances are producing great results for us, and we're producing great results for them. So I'm going to be showing you in future videos how to do all of that stuff. Today, I can't go through the whole thing, but I just want to give you the juice. What's important with strategic alliances isn't necessarily the number of strategic alliances you have, it's the quality of those strategic alliances. So you want to align with yourself with people who are always meeting your types of customers regularly, day after day, week after week. So one of the ways of keeping the plate spinning is to have regular meetings with them. Now, if you're business to business, there's nothing better to do at a strategic alliance meeting than sit down with your diaries or your calendars open and say, you know what? Who am I meeting in the next 2 weeks that you would like an introduction to? And carry some of their business cards with you. Schedule in the appointment that you're making with that client that you are going to, before you leave that meeting, make an introduction, or at least attempt to make an introduction for your strategic alliance, and that they're going to make a commitment to do exactly the same thing for you. Because I tell you what, without a commitment, without it being scheduled, it's not going to happen. Or if it does, it's only going to happen by chance. And you know what? Hope and wishes, they are not strategies to use in business. We need to be proactive, we need to make it happen, and we need to have a process that makes it happen too. And lastly, we've got to have follow-up. If we have no follow-up, 80% of your opportunities are going to be lost. Now, as I said, I promise you, I am going to cover a step-by-step strategic alliance process. I'm going to share some templates with you that you can use in your business too. So please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and come back and get all of that good stuff in detail. You'll be able to use it immediately within your business, and you will get results. Thanks for watching. Please share this with as many business owners as you can, because let's face it, there's no one else who's going to help us improve our lives, improve our businesses, make more money, and achieve financial freedom. We need to help each other. Thanks for watching. We ready?